Good morning, everybody. I just wanted to check in with everyone as you're rolling into week 4. I do a lot of the videos in this course, and so I don't like to keep bombarding you with videos every week. But I am here to help you. I have been kind of jumping in on some of the forums, sometimes just to further the discussion and sometimes to add some new topics. You guys had some great pieces on the ethics in projects. That was really fun to read and to listen to your experiences and to learn from each of you. We all learn something new from each other, right? And so week 4 here, you're kind of chucking along here in a fast forward MBA in chapters 9, 11, and 12, and you're kind of getting into the latter part of critical chain. The one thing that I really want you to try to take away from in critical chain is that path. You don't, it's great to hear your contrasting ideas. I agree with this because, or I don't agree with it because of X, Y, and Z. And it's great to see your experiences and your perspectives that you're sharing with each other on how you feel about the critical chain and the critical path or the weakest link. You're going to be doing some project management in the Bible and creating a realistic schedule. In 3, you began to you took that proposal initially, built it into a statement of work. It was approved and accepted by the sponsor. You're doing kind of a schedule or work breakdown last week, and now you're working at really kind of assigning times and schedules to each of these activities. It can be a challenge in projects to determine how long we think each of those will take, but if you use the Gantt chart portion of that, it can be really helpful. And I would love to hear, particularly from Kate, how you use Agile in these ways. How is it different? Share with us in the forums because we'd love to hear, what you have to say about Agile and how it works differently, and maybe if it's more industry specific. But how do you compare that to what you're doing here in week 4? So forum 4.1, you're just going to be doing some insights again on critical chain. And then in 4.2, you're going to be looking at several examples of projects in the Bible. And I think part of this is not only looking at projects from a faith perspective, but also that projects have been around for a really long time. We've been managing them, obviously, for centuries. And so it gives us a really good idea of what that looks like, and also how people use their gifts differently. How do we assign people that have, right person, right chair that can do that? And then you're going to be doing your quizzes. You'll be doing your Peregrine. We put this in week 4 because you've now, you begin to kind of ease up a little bit and have a little bit more time. So you'll do your time template and your cost template. The cost template, this particular one, is not necessarily MBA methodology as far as fast forward, but it's a little bit closer to probably PMI, Project Management Institute, and some of their PMBOK tools. But it gives you really good exposure. If you feel like you're kind of fumbling around with cost with this template, it's okay. This is more about how you're going to manage your vendors, how are you going to manage their estimates, their bills, any change orders. That's really what you're trying to kind of focus on high level. And then that's it. You're gonna have this amazing schedule. I'm going to go back here for a minute to the knowledge area. And as you prepared and initiated your project, let me get back here real quick, sorry about that. You began to kind of break out statement of work, you did your work breakdown structure, and now you're assigning that time and that cost. You're still technically in planning, but what you're going to do then in week 5 is you're going to begin to execute. You're going to launch your project, and you're going to monitor it and control it as you're moving through it with human resources, people, quality, and communication. This is where you get a little more freedom, and you also start and what I mean by freedom is you're not bogged down with this entire schedule. You now have it done, and you get to kind of do the fun part of managing the project, controlling it, and monitoring it. And so you also get to do a lot more kind of grading of each other as peers, which is kind of fun too. You get to give each other a whole lot more feedback. So please feel free to reach out if you have any questions at all. I'm here for you. Again, I just don't want to keep inundated you with videos. But have a great week 4. I look forward to looking at all of your work breakdown structures, and now this week as you attach all your time and your schedules. Have a great week, and we'll talk soon. Reach out anytime.